We all want to keep our minds as sharp as possible for as long as possible, right? But what if one of the biggest threats to our brain health is actually hiding in plain sight, right there on our dinner plates? Today, we're diving deep into the surprising, powerful connection between sugar and our brain. Let's get right into it.
So tell me if this sounds familiar. You walk into a room and poof, you've completely forgotten why you're there. Or maybe you're struggling to find a word that you know is right on the tip of your tongue. That feeling of mental cloudiness, that brain fog, it's a real thing, and it can be pretty frustrating.
And it's so easy to just chalk it up to getting older. But what if it's something more, something we have a bit more control over? Well, the latest science is pointing a finger at a very surprising culprit, the sugar that's so common in our everyday food.
So here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to start with that basic sugar-brain connection, then we'll look at exactly how the damage happens. But don't worry, it's not all bad news. We'll quickly get to the hopeful part and finish up with a simple action plan you can literally start using today.
All right, first things first. Before we get into what goes wrong, let's take a quick look at how our body is supposed to handle sugar in a healthy way.
It's actually a beautifully simple system. You eat food with carbs, your body breaks them down into glucose. That's just fuel for your cells, and your blood sugar rises. Right on cue, your pancreas sends out a hormone called insulin. Now you can think of insulin as a key. Its job is to unlock your cells so that glucose can get inside and be used for energy. Once that's done, your blood sugar level goes right back to normal. See? Simple and very effective.
But here's the catch. When we're constantly flooding our bodies with high-sugar foods and refined carbs, this really elegant system gets pushed into overdrive. It's just working too hard all the time. And over time, that constant stress, it starts to cause things to break down.
And this breakdown is where things start to get really serious for our brains. So let's look at what actually happens when this system gets overwhelmed.
This breakdown leads to a condition called insulin resistance. Okay, so remember that insulin key I just mentioned? Well, with insulin resistance, it's like the locks on your cells get rusty. The key doesn't fit as well, so your cells have a really hard time letting the glucose in. And the result? All that sugar has nowhere to go, so it just ends up stuck, circulating in your bloodstream at dangerously high levels.
And this is absolutely the critical point. That extra sugar floating around in your blood is not harmless. The research is crystal clear on this. The higher your blood sugar levels are over time, the faster your cognitive abilities are likely to decline. It's a direct warning shot for the long-term health of our brain.
So, how does this damage actually play out inside the brain? Well, it's a devastating chain reaction. First, all that excess sugar causes something called oxidative stress. You can think of it like a biological rust that damages your delicate brain cells. This then leads to chronic inflammation, which kind of gums up the works and messes with how your nerve cells talk to each other. And finally, and this is so important, this whole inflammatory environment actually encourages the buildup of amyloid beta plaques, the exact same plaques that are the hallmark of Alzheimer's disease.
Okay, I know that was a lot of pretty grim news, but this is where the story takes a hopeful turn. Because the very same science that shows us the problem, it also points us directly to the solution. And the best part is, it's something we actually have control over.
And let's be really clear here. This is not about declaring a war on all sugar or feeling like you have to deprive yourself of everything you enjoy. Not at all. It's simply about being smarter with it. It's about being more mindful, and you'll see that even really small, strategic changes can make a massive, massive difference.
And the payoff from making these changes is huge. When you get a handle on your sugar intake, you're not just avoiding problems. You're actively building a stronger, healthier brain. You stabilize your blood sugar, which in turn reduces that harmful information. This directly helps you maintain your memory and concentration and can literally help slow down the aging process in your brain.
So let's get practical. Let's talk about what you can actually do. Here is a brain-friendly action plan with 3 simple but incredibly powerful strategies you can start using right away.
First, it's helpful to think of sugars as either fast or slow. Fast sugars, like the ones in sweet snacks, juice, and white bread, they hit your system like a tidal wave and cause a big spike in blood sugar. Slow sugars, on the other hand, the kind you find in things like whole grains, vegetables, and oatmeal, they release their energy much more gradually. The goal here is simple. Try to choose the slow sugars more often than the fast ones.
Okay, this second strategy is a fantastic little life hack. Simply change the order in which you eat your food. That's it. Start your meal with your vegetables and your protein. Save the carbohydrates, the bread, the rice, the pasta, for the very end of the meal.
So why does this work?
It's actually pretty cool. The fiber from the vegetables you eat first acts kind of like a sponge in your stomach. It slows down how quickly the sugars from the carbs you eat later get absorbed. It's an amazing way to flatten that blood sugar spike without changing what you eat, just by changing the order you eat it in.
So let's just put it all together in a quick checklist. Aim for those slow-release, low-GI foods. Give that veggies first trick a try at your next meal. Keep an eye on the sugary drinks. They're a big culprit. And of course, remember that this all works best when you're also getting good sleep and regular exercise. They're all part of the same team.
So after all of this, it really comes down to this one question. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Just think, what is one small change you could make for your brain today? Maybe you'll swap that soda for a water, or maybe you'll try eating that salad first at dinner tonight. That one small choice is all it takes to start building a healthier, stronger brain for your future.